India, a mysterious and charming country located in South Asia, has 20% of the global population. However, despite its vast size, the country has been struggling to develop the level commensurate with its scale. Many people expect India to become a new economic and political powerhouse in Asia, but it still has a long way to go to reach that position. One of the biggest obstacles to India's progress is its enduring traditional cultural legacy, particularly the caste system. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Demi. Today, let's discuss the caste system in India. The caste system in India is a really old social hierarchy that dates back thousands of years, originating with the arrival of the Aryan invaders around 1500 BCE. It was first mentioned in ancient Hindu texts called Vedas. The system was divided into four main categories of varnas. Brahmins, traditionally priests and scholars, are considered the highest caste and are linked to the mouth of the Purusha, a primeval cosmic being in Hindu mythology, signifying their role in communication, teaching, and performing religious rituals. Kshatriyas, the warrior and the ruling class, correspond to the arms of the Purusha, representing their duty to protect and govern society. Vaishyas, the merchants and the artisan class, are associated with the thighs or legs of Purusha, symbolizing their role in supporting the economy through agriculture, trade, and commerce. Shudras, the laboring class, are connected to the feet, indicating their function in serving and sustaining the other parts of society through various forms of labor. Over time, these broad categories split into thousands of subcastes, or jadis. There's also a group outside of these categories known as Dalits, previously called untouchables, who faced severe discrimination and were often given the most menial and degrading jobs. Different from the former four categories, which were primarily established by the Aryan conquerors, Dalits are thought to be the native people who have historically been marginalized and oppressed within the social hierarchy. The caste system dictates people's jobs, who they could marry, and even who they could eat with. Although officially abolished in 1950, its influence still lingers in many aspects of Indian society today. The caste system has some seriously negative impacts on modern society. Let's break that down. First off, the caste system decides your social class at birth. So, no matter how hard you work or how talented you are, you can't climb social ladder. This lack of social mobility just kills ambition and discourages people from trying to improve their lives. Then, we've got the folks at the top of the caste hierarchy. These guys have little motivation to contribute positively to society. Just like all vested interest groups, their main goal is to defend their privileged position. They are more focused on keeping their status safe than on helping society move forward. On the flip side, people in the lower caste categories don't feel motivated either. They know that no matter how much effort they put in, they are unlikely to see any real benefits because the system is stacked against them. This leads to a lot of the untapped potential and the frustration. And let's talk about equality or the lack of it. Without equality, people don't feel a sense of ownership or belonging to their country. This is especially true for the Dalits, who are at the very bottom of the caste hierarchy. The caste system isn't just an old tradition, it's a barrier to growth and unity in modern society. It's one of the key reasons why India's development has been slower than it could be. By preventing a large portion of the population from contributing effectively and feeling a sense of ownership, the caste system hampers economic progress and social cohesion. The energy and the potential of millions are wasted, and this, in turn, drags down the entire nation's growth and development. To put this into perspective, over 70% of India's population belongs to the lower caste categories, including Vaishyas, Shudras, and the Dalits, with Dalits alone making up around 16 to 17%. This means that the majority of Indians face significant social and economic barriers, further highlighting the urgent need for change. In Asia, hierarchical structures aren't just a thing in India, they're everywhere. But India's caste system stands out one of the most deeply entrenched. Let's take a closer look at Japan and China and compare them to India's one. In Japan, before the late 19th century Meiji Restoration, society was rigidly stratified under a feudal system known as Sankin Kodai. The samurai class held significant power, while peasants and artisans were at the bottom, with little chance for social mobility. Similar to India's caste structure, this system dictated social status and occupation at birth, imposing strict rules and restrictions. The Meiji Restoration brought sweeping reforms that dismantled feudal hierarchy. It abolished the samurai class, redistributed land, and introduced the Western-inspired governance and education. Post-World War II, with support from the U.S. occupation government, Japan further democratized its political system and emphasized social mobility through education and economic opportunities. By promoting education for all social classes, encouraging industrialization and adopting Western technologies and governance systems, Japan fostered a society where individuals could advance based on their talents and efforts rather than hereditary status. This shift towards meritocracy not only unleashed the creative and entrepreneurial potential of its population, but also fueled innovations in industry, infrastructure, and education, preparing Japan from a feudal society to one of the world's leading industrial and economic power by the early 20th century. China took a different road with the Communist Revolution led by Mao Zedong in the mid-20th century. The Cultural Revolution, initiated in the 1960s, aimed to break down the old traditional hierarchies and establish a more egalitarian society. However, it had several negative impacts despite its initial goals. One significant consequence was the creation of a new super-privileged class within Chinese society, the communist government officials and their families. During the Cultural Revolution, individuals aligned with the Communist Party wielded significant power and enjoyed privileges not accessible to ordinary citizens, leading to widespread corruption, nepotism, and the concentration of wealth and influence among a select few. Despite these negative consequences, it is important to acknowledge that the Cultural Revolution did bring some degree of social mobility compared to the pre-World War II era. In the 1990s, China underwent significant economic reforms that opened up opportunities for entrepreneurship and upward mobility. Many individuals from humble backgrounds were able to rise through the ranks based on merit and hard work, benefiting from China's rapid economic growth and globalization. Today, alongside Japan and China, several other countries in Asia have achieved rapid growth by dismantling their traditional hierarchical structures. South Korea, Taiwan, and Singapore are prime examples. In contrast, India's caste system has proven more resistant to change. Despite efforts at social reform and affirmative action, caste-based discrimination and social stratification persist. The system continues to influence social interactions, marriage, and economic opportunities, particularly disadvantaging lower castes and the Dalits. While India has made progress in economic development and education, but the caste system remains a significant barrier to achieving full social equality and mobility in the country. Each country's approach to dismantling hierarchical structures has shaped its social, economic, and political landscape differently. If India can dismantle the caste system, it faces serious challenges ahead. Many talented individuals are leaving the country because they feel trapped in low caste categories with limited opportunities for advancement. The brain drain deprives India of valuable human capital and innovative potential. Moreover, India needs diligent leaders who earn their positions based on merit, rather than those who inherit power due to their caste background. The caste system undermines meritocracy, where people shall rise based on their abilities and efforts, not their birth. It's crucial for India to become more inclusive and equitable, so that everyone, regardless of caste, can contribute to and lead breakthrough in various fields. This will drive sustainable development and social progress for the country as a whole. What are your thoughts? How do you think we can make progress in changing the caste system in India? Share ideas in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.